Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is iDoccas and welcome to my space. If you're new to this channel, please do not forget to like, subscribe and share my videos. We can definitely be friends. So if you hear some noise, I'm going to just put this out there. If you hear any noise in the background, my son is just, I can see him literally making sounds. So let's get into the video. So this video is basically for people that are relocating abroad, using the student route, traveling with your dependents. Now, for those of you who have been watching my videos, you know that most of the content I've been putting out lately is for people who are relocating abroad for their master's program or relocating as students using with their dependents, so their spouse, their husband, their kids, people that rely on them. So that's what dependent is what they call it. Literally means you wonder why a lot of people, or you hear cases of people that just relocated and the couples are having issues, they're breaking up. I'm going to be listing some of the things that happens for this to happen, and then I feel like I'm able to talk on this because I also relocated with my family and my dependents are here, my husband and my kids are here, and these are things that I've experienced firsthand. So these are signs that you need to take note of. You're relocating with your spouse, just so that you're conscious of these things and you try to avoid it if you can, or be conscious of it so you know that, okay, I'm in this phase right now, so it doesn't affect your marriage, if that makes any sense. So the first thing on my list is finance. So finance plays a huge role as to why a lot of couples go their separate ways. So for instance, imagine a situation where you're relocating. It's taking a toll on you and your spouse financially. First of all, to relocate, paying school fees is not being, so you've exhausted your funds on fees, cost of living, so many other things, and then you're relocating to a country where you now have to start searching for a new job to raise money. So imagine a situation where you don't even have, both of you have not found like proper jobs to begin with, so you're basically living off what you came with. The pressure of not having money on its own is stressful, and that can put a strain on relationships. So you just need to be conscious of this. Basically, so that you're not basically frustrated and transferring aggression a lot of the times, because when everybody's broke, is on its own, can depress anybody. So imagine you don't have money, your husband does not have money, both of you are depressed. It's now that he's even shouting more than ever. Both of you are depressed a lot and transferring aggression, basically. Another thing on my list is adjusting to the new environment. Adjusting to the new environment can cause a whole lot of friction. You know, when you're not used to the routine, you're not used to the lifestyle. Adjusting to a new environment in the sense that the routine is very different. So you don't have a routine. You're trying to understand where you are. You're trying to understand the people, the culture. You're trying to understand the way of life. In your home country, in Nigeria, most times we already know the routes. We know a whole lot of things. So adjusting to the environment can be very stressful. I made a video of how sometimes getting lost is a big thing, because you might get lost, you might be frustrated. That one will frustrate you. If somebody says buzz, you're giving the person buzz. Things like that can just add friction to the marriage. So you just need to take note of this. So now this, for the next point I splitted it into two, right? This one I feel like is the most common reason why a lot of couples go their separate ways. For the woman, if you're coming from a toxic relationship, listen to me well. If you're a woman and watching this, understand me well. If you're coming from a toxic relationship in Nigeria and you're coming to a Western country, and you come to a country like this and you see that the system here, the government here, supports the woman, you don't even see that is what it is. The government here, this camera shaking. The government here supports women and kids a whole lot. So when you see that support and you see that they are very supportive. So for instance, in Nigeria, when the man and woman couple have issues, most times the man will say, okay, he's not interested, or even if the woman says she's not interested, it's the woman that will still leave the house. But here, when there is an issue, when the man is toxic, when he lays his hands on you, most times, 100 times out of 100%, what am I saying? 10 times out of 10 is the man that would have to leave the house for the woman. So when a Nigerian woman now gets that kind of support, she tends to be like, okay, she's done with the marriage, knowing fully well that it's the man that would leave. But in Nigeria, it's not the case. So sometimes that support from the women gets here makes it easy for them to walk away from toxic relationships. But in Nigeria, most times a lot of ladies put up with it. A lot of things are happening in Nigeria in the media where women are constantly being battered, but they remain in such relationships. Half the time is either because they cannot be by themselves, like they cannot support themselves financially, or they just, you know, they know that they will be the one to leave the house, so they usually don't even have where to stay because they probably cannot go back to their family houses or something. But here, you know that for one, it's the man that will leave the house. Secondly, he will leave the house and still be taking care of his kids. So half the time, a lot of women are like, F this, I'm not doing, and then they just leave the marriage. So for the man, I feel like what makes them leave the relationship is having to do things that they usually and normally would not do back home in Nigeria. For instance, it is known that most men in Nigeria are not used to doing chores or taking care of the kids. They provide money, they are breadwinners, they take care of the family financially, while the woman is the one providing care for the kids and taking care of the home. But in a country like this, it is not possible. Most times, both hands have to be on deck. So most times when the man goes to work and the woman is here taking care of the house and the kids, it is still possible. But you would not go far enough. I don't even know if I'm making sense at this point. What I'm trying to say is, it is better for both parties to bring food to the table. And for both parties to be able to bring food to the table, the man has to step up his game in terms of taking care of the kids and the house. And for men that do not do this, it is a headache. It adds to their stress and frustration. And that also adds friction to the marriage. So in situations like that now, I feel like if you guys are able to talk things through, and the woman too has to be patient with the man, knowing that this is something that he hasn't done before. This is something that he's learning to do. So being patient with him helps him, if that makes any sense. But you know how some women just expect you to go, go, go. Something they've never done. You expect the man to go, 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 go. And then things like that just cause friction. Most times the man and the woman are transferring aggression half the time. And in Nigeria, there are like 1,001 places you can go to cool off steam when you're upset. The man can take a stroll to the bar, or take a stroll to his friends. The lady can take a stroll to her friend's place, or go to church, or, you know, just do something outside the house that relaxes you. And then when you come back, you're coming back with a fresher mindset, ready to, you know, continue from where you stopped. But here, you don't have friends, you don't have family, so you are stuck in that same bubble, and then you just keep transferring aggression. Things like that really puts a strain on the marriage. So these are signs that I feel like couples should take note of if you're relocating to any Western world. These are some of the signs that I believe people should take note of. Now, after talking about the problem, I need to prefer a solution. Okay, so for solution wise, I feel like talking things out is very important. When the man is stressed, put it on the table. The woman should be willing to listen to the man talk and advise. Sometimes not advising helps, just listening helps better. So talking about it a lot of times help. Sometimes taking a stroll to cool off. You don't know anybody, you don't have anywhere you're going. Take a stroll to the store, take a stroll on your streets, walk around to just cool off steam. A lot of times it does help. I hope this video helps anyone or someone watching. If you like this video and you've gotten to this point, please do not forget to like, subscribe. My boy needs me now, I need to go. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.